Sometimes weapons are forged for failure. Starting weapons like brass knuckles, BB guns, and kokiri swords provide an important point of reference for later comparison. But other weapons, well, they just plain suck. Found long after the tutorial, the following 10 weapons are so unusably bad, we can't help but wonder why they were implemented in the first place. These are the 10 worst weapons in gaming history. The Giant's Knife from Ocarina of Time is frankly an easy target. Sold as the Hyrule equivalent of an early access Kickstarter project, the sword looks impressive, but shatters unexpectedly after only 3 or 4 hits. But this crash course in refund policies doesn't stop here, as you can repurchase the blade as many times as your intellect allows. The informed consumers of Hyrule will tell you that an indestructible version of this weapon is sold by Big Goron atop Death Mountain. Unfortunately, he only accepts eye drops as payment on account of all the smoke. Wait a minute, what were you doing up here? If you ever pick up the Wookiee bowcaster in Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, do yourself a favor and toss it in a trash compactor on the detention level where it belongs.
I don't care what you smell!
The bowcaster's alternate fire relentlessly pelts the target with harmless green light. Its primary fire charges up several bolts at once, which when utilized at point-blank range is as effective as several younglings fighting Anakin Skywalker. So hitting an enemy with every bolt doesn't kill them, but what about hitting an enemy with no bolts? Thanks to the bowcaster's drastic horizontal spread, your accuracy is guaranteed to plummet regardless of your skill. Borderlands procedurally generated guns number in the millions, so why TK's Wave in particular was given to players upon the completion of an early quest is anyone's guess. The gun certainly gets points for creativity with its unique wave pattern shot spread. Unfortunately, it loses those points and a few hundred more for its poor accuracy, projectile speed, range, damage, reliability, aesthetics, rate of fire, and everything else that constitutes a desirable firearm. Besides, it's unethical to accept a blind old man's only means of self-defense as payment, which is why returning the weapon to TK Baja is the only logical choice. Oh, or you could just sell it. You could also do that. What could be worse than the infamous flamethrower from Dead Space 2? I'll tell you what, the Rivet Gun. It's exactly what it sounds like. It shoots nails. And the weird part is that the game already has a glorified nail launcher called the Javelin Gun, which, unlike the Rivet Gun, can actually kill things. It takes a whole clip and then some to accomplish what the Javelin Gun can do in 2 shots. What's even stranger is that this inferior replica of another weapon in the same game was actually a pre-order bonus. Why not just throw sand in your customer's eyes? It would probably be less painful than using the Rivet Gun. Castlevania's Dagger is such a terrible weapon it practically counts as an enemy. Every other sub-weapon is supremely useful. The axe clobbers flying foes, the boomerang deals massive damage at range, the stopwatch freezes those annoying Medusa heads, and the holy water is a boss killer extraordinaire. But the dagger's only use in life is to drop right on top of you at the worst possible moment, replacing one of your awesome special weapons with a pointless lawn dart. Dark Souls fans pride themselves on being able to complete the game in a single sitting armed only with short shorts and a bit of lint. But even the Dark Souls elite won't go near the Ivory straight sword in Dark Souls 2. It looks like a lightsaber, so it's got that going for it. But its lackluster damage, slow swing speed, and most notably lack of scaling with the attribute required to wield the blade are completely unforgivable. GoldenEye's Klob is the frustration and anguish felt by every inaccurate Bond henchman made manifest. Everything about this gun sucks, from its revolting appearance to its screeching and blood-curdling reload noise. Its accuracy and damage are expectedly low and sloppy, but the whole experience is just so terrible that it's difficult not to feel some kind of connection with the Klob. It's like stumbling across a horribly disfigured kitten. You feel a need to love it because you know no one else ever will. The Klob will go down in infamy as an unlikely fan favorite because, frankly, it's downright difficult to make a weapon this bad. Team Fortress 2's Sun on a Stick is so useless it's actually confusing. The Luminous Glove guarantees critical hits against burning targets at the cost of 25% less damage overall. Keep in mind that the only class capable of using Sun on its stick has absolutely no way of igniting enemies. So in order to benefit from its effect, the scout would have to find a target who has been set ablaze but not completely killed, forego using a shotgun or pistol to finish off the frail foe, close the distance, pull out his Sun on a stick, and land a hit before the enemy dies on his own, kills the scout, or becomes extinguished. No thanks. Up until this point, the weapons on this list have been an easily discarded or overlooked irritation, but not this one. If you accidentally pick up the torch in Ghosts and Goblins, you may as well reset the game because your playthrough is over. Failing to jump over its sizable hitbox overwrites your currently equipped weapon, and once you have the torch, it stays with you, through every death, through every continue, forever hampering your progress. The torch's terrible trajectory seems destined to arc just over every enemy's head, and its abysmal range and rate of fire all spell disaster. One bullet capacity? Check. Can't be reloaded? Check. Limited to carrying one at a time? You bet. If you're looking for all the drawbacks with none of the benefits, look no further than Deus Ex's PS20. The pinnacle of concealed single-use annoyances, the PS20 allows the user to deliver one almost harmful plasma blast to their target while injuring themselves in the process.
Somebody kill me!
Using this weapon precipitates unparalleled confusion followed by a flurry of questions. Wait, was that it? Did I use it correctly? Was I supposed to save this for something? But the PS20's uses are clarified with a quick visit to Deus Ex's official wiki. That was our list of the worst weapons in video games, but we want to know yours. Let us know in the comments, and for all things video games, keep it right here on IGN.